It's late January, the clock is ticking, and you're frantically tearing through your desk drawers looking for a stamp just to avoid those massive property tax penalties. We've all been there, right? But what if you could bypass the post office entirely? In today's Explainer, we're diving into how the modern online payment portal is completely transforming the traditional, tedious method of paying taxes in Guadalupe County. You can literally handle this major annual obligation securely right from your couch in just a few clicks. It's a total game changer that's going to save you serious time, a lot of stress, and, as you'll see, even some money. So here is our roadmap for today. We'll quickly cover property taxes in Guadalupe, preparation and avoiding pitfalls, accessing the online portal, a step-by-step payment guide, verification and pro tips, and finally, our conclusion and disclaimer. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Property Taxes in Guadalupe, the basics. Before we start blindly clicking buttons to pay, we really need to understand exactly how the system works locally and who is actually handling your money. So there's a real separation of powers in the Texas property tax system. Think of it like a tag team. First, you have the Guadalupe Appraisal District over in Seguin. They are legally responsible for identifying, listing, and valuing all the taxable properties across the county's 715 square miles, assessing them at 100% of market value. But, and this is absolutely crucial to know, they do not collect your money. It's actually the county tax assessor collector, Daryl John, who takes those property values, calculates your actual tax liabilities based on rates from the county's 28 different taxing entities, and then collects the payment. So when you're paying your bill online, you are dealing directly with the tax assessor collector's office, not the appraisal district. Now, you might be wondering, why is it so incredibly important to get this payment process exactly right? Well, because we're talking about a pretty massive financial weight here. Guadalupe County has one of the highest property tax burdens in Texas, mostly driven by super fast growth areas like Schertz and See Below. To put that into perspective, the median annual property tax bill in the county sits at $4,783. That is $2,383 higher than the national median. When you are moving that kind of cash around, precision and security are absolutely paramount. Moving right along to Section 2, Preparation and Avoiding Pitfalls, Getting Ready. Let's talk about the crucial prep work you need to do to make sure you don't fall into a pretty nasty trap before you even type in your credit card number. Okay, pay close attention to this because it's a major trap. When you go online to pay, you must verify that you are interacting with Guadalupe County, Texas, and not Guadalupe County, New Mexico. Seriously, this happens because these two jurisdictions share the exact same name but operate under totally distinct state statutes, tax calendars, and portals. Mixing them up is a huge jurisdictional trap. Literally sending your hard-earned Texas property tax dollars to a New Mexico payment portal can lead to severe financial penalties, erroneous payments, and unintentional delinquency, so always double-check your digital location. Now, to properly retrieve your digital account records on the Texas portal, you'll need to gather your info beforehand. Good news, though, you don't need a mountain of paperwork. You really just need one of three specific search parameters. So have your unique property ID, which is also known as your account ID, handy. If you don't have that, you can use the exact owner name as it appears on your property deed, or the situs address, which is just a fancy way of saying the physical address of the property. Having just one of these ready ensures a totally smooth retrieval process. Let's dive into Section 3, Accessing the Online Portal, Getting Connected. Now that we have our documents ready and we're absolutely sure which state we're playing in, let's look at exactly where to go to get connected securely. You need to navigate directly to the official property tax database hosted by the tax assessor collector. So you're going to type this exact URL right into your browser, property.guadalupetex.gov. I can't stress this enough. Do not rely on random search engine links. They might actually route you to third-party bill payers who love to tack on extra hidden fees. Always go straight to the official source. Which brings us to Section 4, Step-by-Step Payment Guide, Making the Transaction. Let's get to the core of our explainer and see how this all comes together into the actual transaction. I'm going to walk you through the exact, actionable steps on the portal. All right, here is your 6-step digital pathway. Steps 1 and 2. Access the database and retrieve your account using that ID or address we just talked about. Now for step 3, and don't skip this, open your specific record and verify the details. Like make sure it is actually your house. You'll be able to see your current balances, any delinquent taxes, and historical statements right there. Once you're confident it's yours, move to step 4 and select the option to pay bills online. This will automatically redirect you to a highly secure transaction server supported by Tyler Technologies and GDS-TexasPayments.com. Then for step 5, securely input your payment credentials. And finally, step 6, submit the transaction to generate your digital confirmation receipt. It's a beautifully seamless, highly engineered system. Now, let's talk money and break down your payment options. The portal accepts electronic funds transfers, which are e-checks, as well as major credit and debit cards. But you really need to look at those fees. An e-check is completely free, $0. A credit or debit card, however, carries a 2.30% convenience fee. Remember that median tax bill of $4,783 we talked about earlier? If you pay that with a credit card, you are instantly slapping a fee of roughly $110 onto your bill. Using the e-check option is an absolutely massive, tangible financial benefit of using this digital system. Okay, let's head into Section 5, Verification and Pro Tips, finalizing the process. Because after you click Submit, you're probably going to wonder, well, what happens now? Let's set some expectations and go over a few pro tips to finalize everything. You really need to know that paying your taxes isn't exactly like buying a coffee where the transaction is instantly finalized across the board. While a credit card payment will give you a real-time acknowledgement, the actual bank processing takes 3 to 4 business days. Furthermore, it can take up to 3 to 5 business days for your payment to fully reflect over on the online history portal. So if you check the portal the morning after you pay and it still shows a balance, seriously, don't panic. Just save your digital confirmation receipt, that is your hard proof of payment, and give the system a few days to sync up. And remember, timing is literally everything when it comes to property taxes. The collection cycle starts around October 1st when the bills are mailed out. You then have until January 31st to pay. Starting on February 1st, steep penalty and interest charges immediately begin to accrue on any unpaid balances. So here's a pro tip. Do not wait until 11:50 p.m. on January 31st to try and navigate this portal. Technical glitches happen, your Wi-Fi might go down, and you absolutely do not want to be hit with a massive penalty just because of a 10-minute delay. Pay early and secure your peace of mind. Finally, we reach Section 6, Conclusion and Disclaimer, wrapping up. We've covered a ton of ground today, from the basic fundamentals to the nitty-gritty financial breakdowns. Let's wrap it all up. If you only remember one thing, make it this. The online portal in Guadalupe County is designed entirely for your benefit. By taking advantage of that secure e-check option, you skip the anxiety of the postal service, you completely dodge those ridiculous processing fees, and you take immediate, documented control of your property taxes. It's efficient, it's modern, and honestly, it empowers you as a taxpayer. Real quick, before we go, we need to throw down a legal safety net. Because local tax policies, convenience fees, and portal interfaces can, and honestly do, change over time, you must always verify the most current details. Use this explainer as your strategic guide, but treat the official Guadalupe County Tax Assessor website at property.guadalupetx.gov as your absolute final source of truth before hitting submit on any payment. The tools are all right there at your fingertips. You now know the exact steps to take, the jurisdictional pitfalls to avoid, and the most cost-effective methods to use. So what does this all mean for you? It means it's time to ask yourself, are you ready to finally ditch the checkbook, save your precious time, and securely lock in your property tax payment online today? Head over to the portal, follow the steps we've laid out, and experience the convenience for yourself. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy navigating.